Hello, my dear students. Today we have a new grammar lesson. We are going to start talking about infinitives and gerund. Let's see how do we use infinitives. As we know, we have two kinds of infinitives. We have pair infinitives that we use it without to, and we have infinitive with to. Let's start with how to use infinitives after an adjective. For example, the new computer is really easy to use. Easy is an adjective, and after it, we use to plus infinitive. Again, the new computer is really easy to use. The second use is after certain verbs with to. For example, he refused to pay the bill. He refused to pay the bill. After refused, we use to plus infinitive. We have other verbs that we use to plus infinitives after them. For example, we have afford, agree, appear, arrange, bake, choose, decide, expect, fail, help, hesitate, hope, learn, mean, offer, plan, prepare, pretend, promise, refuse, want, wish, would like, would love, would prefer. Let's move to the gerund. We can use the gerund as a subject of a clause. For example, cycling is good for your health. Cycling here, we use it as a subject. I can say, swimming is fun. Swimming here is a subject. We can also use gerund after a proposition. For example, I did my homework before going out. Before is a proposition, and after it we use going. We use a gerund. Let's see some verbs which are followed by gerund. For example, I enjoy cooking. After enjoy, we use the verb plus ing or the gerund, which is cooking. We have a list of verbs, which is admit, advise, allow, avoid, can't help, can't stand, deny, dislike, enjoy, fancy, finish, keep, mind, miss, permit, practice, suggest, waste time, or waste money. We also can use the gerunds after the verbs which are followed by prepositions. For example, I'm looking forward to seeing you again soon. Looking forward to seeing. To seeing. Here we have looking forward to. To is a preposition and we use gerund after it. Let's see the other verbs. Accuse of, agree with, apologize for, ask about, believe in, be used to, blame for, care for, carry on, complain about, concentrate on, depend on, dream about or dream of, feel like, forget for, give up, insist on, keep on, look forward to, object to, think of, succeed in, use for. After all these verbs which are followed by prepositions, we use gerunds. Now let's have a look on some verbs which are followed by infinitives or gerund and they have the same meaning. For example, if I said I started to read or I started reading, both sentences have the same meaning. We have some other verbs which have the same use like attempt, seize, love, begin, continue, prefer, bother, hate, start, intend. Let's see another verb like advise. If I said, I advise you to go by bus, and I advise going by bus, both sentences have the same meaning, but the difference is how to form the sentence. I advise you to go, I use the object, then to go. But when I use I advised and I want to put the verb directly after the verb advise, I say I advise going. I put gerund. I don't say I'd advise to go. No, I advise going. We put the gerund directly after the verb. But if I want to use to plus infinitive, we put the object first, then to plus the verb infinitive. I advise you to go by bus, or I advise going by bus. Another example, we have allow or permit. He allowed her to take the car, or he allowed taking the car. He allowed her to take the car. He used the object her, then he used to plus infinitive. And he allowed taking the car. He put the gerund directly after the verb allowed. The same with forbid. He forbids us to smoke. She forbids smoking. Here he used us as an object pronouns, then to smoke. But she forbids smoking. He put smoking as a gerund directly after forbids. We have another list of verbs which are followed by gerund or infinitives, but it will be in different meanings. Let's have a look on these verbs. Let's see forget or remember. If I use forget followed by to plus infinitive, I refer to the present or to the future. For example, when I say remember to switch off the lights, this is something that will happen in the future. But when I say, do you remember switching off the lights? I'm talking about the past, or this question refers to the past. Do you remember switching off the light? Let's go for the verb go on. If I said, go on to read, go on to read means you're going to start something new. Go on to read means start reading. But when I say go on reading, that means you were reading and you stopped to do something, then you are going to continue reading. You're going to continue the same action. So if I said go on to read, that means you will start reading. But if I said go on reading, that means continue reading. Let's move to regret. With regret, I refer to the future using regret plus to plus infinitive. For example, I regret to say that's wrong. But if I regret something in the past, I said I regret saying that. So if it refers to the past, we use gerund with regret. But if it refers to the future, we use regret plus to plus infinitive. Let's move to the verb stop. Stop means to interrupt another action, like I stopped to smoke. For example, I was walking in the street and I decided to stop to smoke. So I stopped to smoke. I stopped an action to smoke. But if I said I stopped smoking means I gave up smoking. I stopped smoking forever. I stopped the action. I finished it. This is stop. Let's move to try. If I said I tried to solve this riddle or this problem means I'm trying to solve something which is complicated or it has a problem. So I try to solve the riddle but I can't. But when I say try talking to him, I'm asking you to do something in the future and to see what is the result. For example, try talking to him and let's see what he's going to say. Or try taking this medicine and let's see the result. So this is the list of verbs